Hey, welcome back to the podcast. Here we are this evening with another awesome guest tonight.
Miller time.
It's Miller time. Yeah. With Milera here. He came to the lab a while back, probably 7 years ago. We met, and we'll get into that in a minute. But let me give out a couple of the shout outs to Tom over at Thorn. Dude's phenomenal. Guy is always on point, gets in the orders. I mean, I'm gonna say within an hour to the orders turned around, already in the mail. It's headed this way, and the guy's phenomenal. Guy is phenomenal. Thorn, you need to give my man a raise. Let him get that suntan over there in the Jersey Shore. Tom, appreciate your hard work and everything you do for ELEV8 and all the other sports performance labs around the country and around the world. And I know you're working on some big stuff with some pro athletes, so good luck. And we thank you and we appreciate all that you do to help us get our product in a timely manner to help out these athletes be the best version of themselves. Thank you, Tom and Thorn. If you get anything out of this, podcast, all we ask you, the fee is like, share, comment. Comment what you like to hear. Comment, who you like for us to get on the podcast. We do have, an open mic for anyone willing and able to come on the podcast. The last podcast that we did, with the two high school kids, George and Will. I mean, that's by far the best positive feedback we've gotten. The comments and the texts and all the feedback we got. That was probably the best feedback we've gotten back on all our podcasts. So keep it coming, keep it rolling. We're gonna do our best to help, encourage and guide athletes of Laredo in the right direction. Him tonight is no different. We have another great athlete from Laredo. He was a pitcher. Grew up with a bunch of the guys here in Laredo that are, on and going on to play and doing that kind of thing. Going to college, funny stories, all that good stuff. We'll get into all that. But we'd like to welcome, I nicknamed him Miller Time. Milera, welcome to the show. Thanks for showing up, man. Thanks for your time.
Welcome, Miller.
Thank you for having me. It's going to be fun.
Real quick, I just want to say you missed subscribe. Our videos, our podcasts get like 200 to 300 views. The good ones, the best ones, like at 450. But we're barely at 115 subscribers now. Thank you guys for watching, obviously, and subscribing, those of you that did. But that's a huge percentage of you guys that are watching and not subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything. You could do it right now. It's totally free. Just click of a button and you're subscribed. And you could turn on the notification bell too. That way you know when we're uploading. You don't miss any episodes. We've been having really good episodes, like George said lately. A lot of really good guests. And this one too right here is about to be a really good one. So make sure you guys subscribe. Doesn't cost you guys anything. But let's start off with where you're from, Miller.
Where I'm from? Well, I'm here from Laredo, Texas.
All right.
956. I grew up here. Grew up in the South.
Okay. What elementary school did you go to?
Gawas Elementary.
Gawas.
It's a new one every time we have a
Almighty.
That one's been there for like 30 years.
Shit, bro. I've been...
Gawas Elementary, bro. What is that?
I don't remember that.
It was the only elementary with a football field.
Really?
I'll tell you that. Yeah.
Wow. And then from Gawas, where did you go to middle school?
Cigarroa Middle School.
The Cigarroña.
I didn't even know they had a middle school.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Dude, that one's 30 years old.
30.
That one's 30 plus.
Well, they just knocked it down.
Why?
Not too long ago. They're making the high school. They're making it bigger, and they're building like the new middle school in the back.
Are you serious?
Where are they getting that money from?
Hey, I'll tell you what.
Taxpayers.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Them taxpayers for those kids over there in the South, bro. Hey, they get some gear now. They get bags, cleats. They get... Yeah. I talked to those guys. They get batting gloves. They get all that stuff, man. Bags, bats. They get it all, man. They put that money back into that program. I'll tell you what.
That's what they need.
That's good.
That's good stuff right there. So then you went to... So did you go to Cigarroa High School?
No, I transferred to United South.
Okay, you went to the South.
So I grew up playing with all the guys, so I thought it was best if I would just go
Continue with them?
continue with them, finish off my high school with them.
Okay, that's
Who was
cool.
in your class? Signs,
Serna,
Serna,
Greg.
Greg. Yeah, that was a big one.
Greg,
That was my class.
Campos.
But the class before was Mark, Devin, all those guys.
Yeah, they were loaded.
Yeah,
they were stacked.
We all grew up playing together. Jerry.
Wow. So,
Since since we're 9 and 10, we grew up playing.
So y'all played Little League, Pony League, all of it together?
Everything.
You were always the lefty pitcher.
Always the same team.
But you were always the lefty
always,
pitcher?
Always the lefty. Me and Cuello.
Oh, Cuello was on that team.
Cuello, but he was a different high school side.
Okay, yeah. He was the
But
rival
Cuello was
high
in
school.
our team too.
Yeah? Wow. So it's all you guys then. How about Rocco? Did Rocco play with you guys?
No, Rocco was a year younger than me, so he didn't play with us.
Okay.
I was playing a little up back then.
Okay. So that's cool. So you went on to go play at United South High School, the Panthers, right?
The Panthers, yep.
Right on, the
We were
Panthers.
stacked all my 4 years.
Yeah?
Or my last 3 years, yeah.
So how far did y'all make it?
Sophomore year, we made it 4th round. So
Damn.
16. We had a good team. And probably my junior year should have been probably state.
Yeah?
That's when we had everyone coming back. Everyone had the mentality of just getting to state.
Right?
Then COVID hit.
Okay. That was that year that you guys were super stacked.
Yeah. We had Mark in it. Mark was throwing fucking gas. Blur out the.
So yeah. So that was the year with Campos. Campos was throwing hard. Right?
Yeah, just came back pitcher of the year. Sophomore year, he got.
Wow. Did not know that. Okay. Yeah. And then they had you. And then what Devin was what? Short,
and he was pitching a little bit too.
Wow.
So we had a good 5 good pitchers.
Solid pitchers. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And all you guys went on to go play college. Well, Marky went to the Twins, but everybody else went to college, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you played at. So what was your best memory as when you played Little League, bro? Little League. Yeah.
It's probably when we went to Louisiana. The whole group went.
Okay.
It was the same group. We went. We lost the championship to go to the World Series, the Pony World Series.
Do you remember who y'all lost?
We lost to the Valley.
Damn.
The Valley.
The Valley?
The Valley.
Oh.
Yeah, they were stacked. That year they were stacked. We lost 2-1.
Aaron Nixon?
Yeah.
All those guys? Oh, man.
We were
to go all the way to Louisiana to lose to them?
We were beating everyone 10-0, 12-1. So we were winning every single game by a lot. Last game, it was close. 2-1 the whole game.
Dang.
Aaron Nixon was actually on the team?
Yeah.
On the 956 team, yeah. No, there's 956 in the Valley. Yeah. Wow, that's where Aaron Nixon. For those watching the podcast, Aaron Nixon was he's a closer. He was a closer at University of Texas. He's now, or I think he's still at Mississippi State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a closer at Mississippi State, and then he came down here a couple times, and I saw him play against Alexander. They tore up Alexander. Actually, it was Albert Gonzalez. They tore up.
The team was named Beast.
Beast? Their team or your team?
Their team, Beast.
Beast. All
I'll
right.
never forget
Well,
it.
shout out to them, right? Shout out to them. I think, what's his name?
One of the guys came out on ESPN.
Who?
When they were over there.
Oh, really?
He hurdled the catcher. It was something. It was something to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, COVID happened your junior year, right? So that season ended like 2 games early or 2 games in.
2 games in.
And
we played
then
Nixon. I remember district. First game with district. Played Nixon. We beat them. And then after that, we just never came back.
Yeah. So you came back your senior year. You guys still had a pretty good team.
How did y'all do that year, though, in Border Olympics?
Border Olympics, 4-0. We went 4-0.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I wish they would go back and do a round robin. I know they do it for the money, right?
Oh, yeah.
They do it for the money. Everybody gets 4 games guaranteed, whatever, maybe 5. But I wish they would really go back the way they had it back in the day. Double elimination, go home. And the last 2 teams standing play Saturday night, 8 p.m. at Unitrade.
Now it's just mandatory 4 games, everyone.
Yeah. So you guys hosed everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember who you all played? Was there any top teams?
Not that I remember.
No.
I don't think it. There are some good teams here, but we didn't get to play them.
So Danny asked you, what was your question, Danny?
Coming back from your junior year into senior year, you guys had a good playoff run that year, right?
Yeah.
You guys went
My senior year or junior year?
your senior year.
Senior year. Yeah, we went second round, but I wasn't
Nah,
pitching.
I thought y'all got to the third one.
Second
Or y'all
round.
were about. If you guys won, you would have faced Alexander, right, or something like that.
No, that was the sophomore year.
Oh, that was before.
We were gonna go to the 5th round versus Alexander.
Oh shit!
At Uni Trade, that would have been
I remember watching
Lights
that.
out.
lights out, sold out, every single game.
Are you serious?
They had beaten Reagan, and they played Lake Travis, who beat us. So 5th round to go to state would have been South versus Alexander.
Alexander ended up playing who?
They played Lake Travis.
And got spanked.
They had good games, but Lake Travis was a better team.
Well,
It's been a better team.
Yeah.
Once you talk Lake Travis, once you talk,
They had
Austin Westlake.
3 draft picks in that team.
All right, so let's talk about that. So your senior year, you go to the
Sophomore year.
sophomore year.
I was 15, barely turned
15
16.
years
Damn.
old. So you faced this kid. What was his name?
Brett Beatty.
No
Brett Beatty.
way.
Brett the Met.
Brett.
Are you
the
for
Met.
real?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me it was that guy?
But I didn't know who it was. He
Bro.
was just telling me. He's told me it's this kid, Brett
He
Beatty.
said, he struck out a man. Or no. Yeah, he struck out a man, and now he's in the league, and he hit a bomb. I know it was Brett Beatty, though.
So the story
that's
goes.
a big name, bro.
So the story was, Miller's here training in the. It's going to fall ball last year. Right, it was last year, right? You were getting ready to go, or the
Yeah.
year before.
No, it was last year because he had just gotten called
Yeah.
up.
Okay. So it was last year, and he comes in, and you're like, "Hey, George, did you watch the highlights of the Mets last night?" I was like, "No." He's like, "I said," he goes, "Beatty hit it out." I said, "Who's that?" And he's like, "The dude played at Lake Travis." I said, "Let me see." So I go check it out on ESPN. He goes, "Well, look, check it out." And he grabs his phone, and I was like, thinking, okay, he's gonna show me on ESPN, right? No, but he shows me. I said, "Look." I said, "Is this it right here?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's it." So I found it, right? I found the clip where Beatty hits it out. I was like, "Oh man, that's awesome, bro." Yeah, I said, "You pitched the game?" He goes, "Yeah." He already had it queued up. Excuse me. He goes,
I
"Check
would
it out."
too, bro.
Okay, so my man here, Miller time, comes. It's bases loaded. He's a sophomore. He's 15 years old. And as you can see in the camera,
And he was 20 at the time.
he was 20.
In high school?
19 and a half.
Wow. So he was held back.
He was held back.
Damn.
Held back.
6'5", at least 220 pounds.
And you were what? 5'9", 135,
5'7", 5'8", 120 maybe.
120, soaking wet.
I was still throwing 81, 82. though.
Okay, well, shit. Hey, no matter. It was bases loaded.
Bases
One
loaded.
out.
I remember.
One out.
One out. Fourth inning. I came in. I threw him a strike. He swung. He foul ball. And then it was a ball after that. And then he swung. I threw him a high fastball. He swung. Topped it. Ground ball to first. Double play. Got out of the inning.
Got out of the inning.
Did you know who he was, though?
we
Like-
knew who he was because he was going to UT. He was
Oh,
going
Oh,
okay.
to
wow.
UT.
Okay.
He was throwing 95 from the bump. So.
Right.
And he wasn't even a pitcher.
Throwing a 5, just casually.
He was just hitting off everyone.
Well, we just talked about this yesterday with Boyo. He it's from a movie. I forgot what movie he said, but that there was an IBM, an itty bitty Mexican, and how he was pitching in the World Series or whatever, and the hitters, this super big guy, strong, tall, whatever, and they asked the pitcher like how are you gonna face him? What are you gonna do against him? He's like, well, I don't have to carry
I
him.
don't have to carry him. Well, it's a good line from The Perfect Game.
Oh, there it is.
The
Perfect
Perfect
game.
Game.
That's what it is.
Yeah, you need to watch that movie.
Yeah, you don't gotta carry him. You just gotta
Well, I'll
throw
tell you
strikes.
what. You threw the perfect pitch because he grounded out to a double play.
Yep.
Huh?
He went 1 for 3. 1 for 3.
Forever known the Miller time with the New York Met connection. So then I go back and look at that. I said, that dude. And you're like, yeah. So I got a buddy of mine, a good friend of mine, lives on the East Coast, and huge Met fan. Huge
Oh.
Met fan. So I remember I said, send me that video. So I sent that video to my buddy. I sent it to him. He's like, who the fuck is this? I'm like, bro, seriously? Like this guy, like he's in every chat room with the Mets. He knows who's where, what pitchers are being. He knows everything. All right. And he's like, who the hell is this? I said, bro, that's your boy Beatty who hit the bomb last night. He goes, it is? Where's this at? I said, this is at fucking high school, bro. Texas high school.
It was in San Antonio.
Lake Travis, bro. He's like, oh, shit, Beatty. I'm like, yeah. And then he went on to tell me everything about Beatty because he knows everything about every freaking athlete on the Mets. So every ball player. So I was just like, what the? He was like, what the fuck was this? And I said, this the guy that's pitched against him. I train him. He's going to college. He's like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, bro. He's like, I said, they didn't win, but he was there.
Yeah, we lost 4-3 that game.
4-3.
They took me out in the sixth inning so I can pitch the next day. I didn't end up pitching.
Wow.
I threw
Wow.
2.5 innings.
What? Y'all play best of 3 with Westlake?
Best of 3.
Oh, I mean, Travis?
Lake Travis, yeah, best of 3. When the next game we lost 2-1. It was a good series.
Damn. And you played in San Antonio?
San Antonio,
Where?
Southeastern. Or Southeast. I don't know what it's called.
Okay. Whose field is that? Is that like
It's just like a sack.
Reagan? Oh, okay. All right, cool. So then you graduate high school.
I graduated high school.
Then
Well,
you
I had summer ball. Summer ball was everything too.
Yeah, where did you
summer-
go there? Who did you
The Sliders.
Okay,
South
so
Texas
you're playing out of
Sliders.
San Antonio?
Out of San Antonio.
Okay, so you
And I played for Palm Beach too.
okay. Palm Beach, Florida?
Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay. And then so you were out there playing, so you were doing some ball in Florida, summer ball. What are your memories of playing summer ball? Cuz
One memory I remember was playing with Manuel Beltre.
Oh,
I don't know if you know
shit.
that famous
Yeah,
dude.
the last name, yeah, bro.
That
Beltre.
16-year-old, his
Beltre.
little brother is
Yeah.
going famous.
Yeah.
I played with his big brother. Yeah, after that summer, he signed for $2.3 million out of the Dominican
Wow.
at 16 years old.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
That's insane.
Now he's in like single A or something like
Really?
that with the Blue Jays.
really. You know that I mean that's you know, we had a kid here that played with Junior, Guerrero Junior, Vladdy, in
Vladdy.
California, in Cali. He looked the same. They say he looked the same.
He
I bet.
played with him?
Yeah, it played
A
against
kid?
him. Played against him.
How old is this kid?
But he would be the same age as him. They were playing
21,
in California.
22 maybe?
Yeah, so they're probably 22. Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
Vladdy's 22?
He's like
Who?
22, 23.
Yeah, he's young. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, he's young, bro. He went into the league at 19.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And hey, shout out to Big Tom. I know Tom, you're working on some stuff with Vlad out there in the DR.
Imagine he gets Vlad on the podcast.
That's insane, bro.
It'd have to be Spanish, but
Tom can speak some Spanish
He
now.
has a translator.
Hey, Tom can do. I guarantee he can. He's over there deadlifting 495 for reps, just casually.
Tom?
And then Big Tom. Yeah, bro. Then there's another place where he's deadlifting 575, couple reps. You know, just casually, whatever.
Just moving weight.
Just clanging and banging, big old Tom. But yeah, so you went out there, you played with out there with Beltre. That was your number one memory.
Number
of playing
one
summer.
memory. Most humble kid ever.
Really? Yeah. Well, most of those
I
guys,
learned a
you know,
lot
they're
from
really
him.
humble. You know, I
Yeah.
think Rocco also played against Sissy Sabathia's son.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, out
They
there.
was there at Lake Point.
He was there too.
It was there. He played with me there at Lake Point.
Oh wow! So yeah, you know, and that's how you get noticed. You know, that we talked about this the other day. You know, you got to get out of Laredo. They're
yeah.
not coming down here to see you. You've got to get out. You know, invest your money on development, and then go play.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to get recognized, and that's how you're going to get next level. Obviously, you need all the other tangibles, you know, and you need to have a team. And this is something that goes unsaid and unnoticed. It takes a freaking team to get you where you need to go. And I always say that when the kids sign here and their parents are here and everything, I always congratulate the parents, because the parents are the ones who are putting up all the money to go here, go this, go do that, go here. I need this glove. I need this bat. I mean, I hear it all the time. Bats, you know, bats are going for like $500 bucks.
Mhm.
You know, this Cat X, whatever, heavy
$500
handle,
strikeout,
you know,
man.
lizard skin, this and that. And I need this glove because it catches by itself. And I'm just like, shit, guys. I mean, we used to play. Y'all
I'm a
don't even.
glove collector.
We used to have fucking spot built shoes and fucking Ardennes gloves. Y'all don't even know what that is. Yeah, you see. So I mean,
20s.
this was even before Walmart, bro. So I mean,
What was it a
Before
Hibbett Sports?
Walmart?
Hibbett Sports?
nah, Hibbett Sports is only in the South, small little towns. I think the closest one is Houston, though. There's one in Houston.
There is one in Beeville.
Is there really? Yeah. Okay. Good old Hibbett Sports, the little franchises.
No idea what that is.
Huh?
Bro, you don't know what Hibbett Sports
Nah.
It's a miniature,
hand-me-down or what?
miniature.
is? Academy.
Yeah, Dicks. It's a miniature,
It's
miniature
like the size
Dicks.
of here.
Yeah.
No
basically,
way.
yeah.
But they do carry like the latest stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The latest
They
and
have
the
some good
greatest.
stuff.
And it's usually in really small towns.
Maybe one at Ranger.
Probably at Ranger.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. You'll find them in very, very small towns.
Speaking of getting seen outside of Laredo, after high school, you originally committed where?
Eastern New Mexico.
Yeah. So how did you get that opportunity? Where did the coach
that
see
was
you, or how did that happen?
Oh, I actually just got a text. I guess he saw me we played in New Mexico, in Albuquerque. And I guess he was there scouting.
With the sliders?
Yeah, with the sliders.
Okay.
That was my junior summer.
Did you play with?
Cool.
What's his name? Was the coach?
Horner? Mayor?
No, his son was a catcher. His son's a catcher in the league.
Oh, no. I know who you're
Barreras.
talking about.
Mr. Barrera.
No, he had the Valley team just a year before me. After
Okay.
that, they just stopped coaching because it was just they grew up with that team.
Okay. Because now he's coaching. The reason I ask is Orly just came back from
Oh, he's coaching again?
he just came back from Albuquerque 2 weeks ago, and Barrera was his coach. So I didn't know
Is he not playing anymore?
who.
Barrera? Or was it his dad?
No, it was his dad.
Oh.
His dad. Just for the viewer, Barrera, he was catcher at University of Texas. Played in the Valley, right?
Played in the Valley.
Played in the Valley. His dad was, coach down here in the Valley, and Eagle Pass too, right?
Eagle Pass.
Eagle Pass, yeah. And then he did some summer programs with the sliders, and I guess he took some time off, and he's back with them again.
Yeah.
He's helping out. So let's go through this. So you went to go play. Oh, at the sliders in Albuquerque. Eastern New Mexico sees you. Then what? He hit you up, or he called
First
you?
month into school, I was here.
Uh-huh.
He texted me. He said he had seen me at the tournament and just started asking me if I wanted to go there.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I had just JUCOs, and my parents wanted a 4-year. So at that point, I just wanted to commit anywhere.
Right.
I didn't want COVID to happen again and just be stuck without having to go to school. And they offered good money.
Right. So you went out to Eastern New Mexico. How did you like it out there? It was middle of nowhere, no?
Middle of nowhere.
Kind of like Ranger.
Nothing to do. Yeah.
Nah, there's probably a lot more to do there, though.
Where? Eastern New
Eastern
Mexico?
New Mexico.
I don't think there's even
No.
Applebee's there, is there?
Bro.
Pizza Hut.
Hey, you got Pizza Hut, bro?
Pizza Hut
Come on
buffet.
now.
Buffet.
Come
The
on.
Pizza Hut buffet?
I was there every 2 days.
Every other day.
Every other day. I
We
was at
have
Pizza Hut. $12. Eat all you
All
want.
you can.
And I took
Better
a
than
plate home.
CC's?
Better than CC's.
Oh, shit.
And they had a
Oh,
Taco
yeah,
Bell
bro.
and a McDonald's.
There you see?
Oh, bro, you
And
Hey, you were
and-
grubbing
that's
there,
luxury.
bro.
That's luxury right there, bro.
And that's it. Pretty much it. A Mexican place. But it didn't taste like home, so I never went.
We have a Love's and a Dairy Queen.
Badass.
We didn't even have a Dairy Queen.
But you got McDonald's though. You don't. If you have McDonald's, you're
Shit,
good.
you had the bell, bro.
So
Run to the border.
so that must have been a culture shock, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Super different life over there.
Yep, different people. And just going into school, it was way different.
Yeah?
I didn't expect that at all.
So you ran into somebody that was in high school with you over there. She played volleyball.
Oh, yeah, Deja.
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 Good old Deja.
Yeah.
She was there
She
playing a
just
little
committed
volleyball,
there.
huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, being from Laredo, for those viewers that don't live in South Texas, being in Laredo, you do have, 7 pretty big high schools. But pretty much everybody knows in the athletic community, everybody knows who's who and what's what. And so it's kind of rare and strange that you find an athlete going to a different state, New Mexico, Eastern New Mexico at that. And then you have, because Daisha went to Hutch in Kansas, JC. Yep. And then she transferred out to Eastern New Mexico. And just 2 kids from the same high school end up at the same school.
Same school.
And that's pretty rare that happens down here.
Oh, yeah. Especially in that small town.
Yeah, so especially that small town. It's kind of like Crisia, She's over there with her cousin.
Yeah.
Luis Mario, the boy in the body cast, I mean.
Not anymore, bro.
Well, no,
he put on. Went inside him or something because
he ate it.
He ate the cast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what you got to do. You come in, you got to have a plan for the summer and
put in the work.
Eat that freaking hamburger meat,
ground beef,
and freaking spaghetti,
right
Thorn products. Yeah, the dude's doing all the Thorn products. He's getting jacked. As he had Tommy John, and Tommy John as a pitcher, like. That'll drive you to depression, man, real quick.
Good thing I never had Tommy John.
So speaking on that, tell us about some of your adversity that you had did you have any adversity with your arm, pitching and stuff like that?
Recently, yes. My last year, I was having a lot of problems with my shoulder.
Really?
Yeah. It was hard to come back.
Yeah?
And then the year, after I transferred from Eastern New Mexico to Coastal Bend, I broke my ankle.
So you messed up your ankle.
2 weeks into
fall?
Into getting there, yeah. No, into the spring.
Oh, shit.
How did that happen?
Messing around in the bullpen.
Off
a mount.
Mm-hmm.
Just all she wrote. That's all she wrote after that.
So it was never right after that? No? Never right. And then, so do you think your arm issue came from not being it? Was it your push-off leg?
My push-off leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's typical. So for those of you listening that are baseball players, that are pitchers, typically what will happen if you every joint from your ankle, your knee, your hip, shoulder, elbow, wrist, typically what's going to happen is if your push-off ankle or foot is hurt by any means, that's typically when you're going to have some kind of arm injury. The arm injury is inevitable. It's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen. That's why it's a huge. That's why I can't stand. Like I hear these kids, and you were probably one of you guys out there playing basketball, hooping it up at LA Fitness and shit, or at Legacy Gym, and you guys are hooping it. Bet on thinks he's like Steph Curry over there, and Bet on
he can't shoot, but he's getting the paint.
Well, I mean, he's a wide body, bro.
Guard, yeah.
He's like LeBron, body. Man. He's like LeBron, like Queen. He abuses people, No skill, just bulldozer, abusing the people.
When you weigh 230 and you're like 6'8",
yeah,
you can do whatever you want.
So, your arm, you hurt your ankle, and then?
After that, it was my arm. I guess I started throwing all arm because I was trying to push it, trying to come back. I just messed up there. Arm wasn't the same after that.
So what did you do? Did you go to the rehab? Did you go to the school? Did you see a physical therapist, a doctor? Did you go see some cupping? Did you go see?
I did everything. I tried everything. I got the shots. I did therapy. Went with doc. Did everything. Nothing was the same after that.
Hey, let me ask you this.
I would still throw 85, 86.
Yeah.
Touch 88, but it wasn't just after every like outing, it wasn't the same. It would hurt. I would have to take 3-4 days off to come back and throw 60 feet again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, did you play that year with your ankle like that? No.
After the first season, I got medically redshirted, and I mean I played the last 2 series, but it wasn't enough to count as a whole season.
What was your first season like though at Eastern New Mexico?
I didn't get to play a season.
No?
No.
Why?
I transferred.
Oh, you transferred out?
After the fall.
And
but we had the Fall World Series.
Yeah.
So I was throwing good. That's why I decided to transfer. Trying to go to the JUCO, see if I can go to D1 after that. But then the ankle injury happened. It just messed up everything.
So you went from Eastern New Mexico, then you went to Coastal Bend.
Yeah.
Is that Coastal Bend is a what? Well, Eastern New Mexico is what?
Division 2.
Division 2. Okay, and then you went to
At JUCO.
JUCO, Coastal Bend,
Coastal Bend.
and Beeville.
In Beeville.
Okay.
Beeville, Texas.
So you got there in the spring, and you just hurt your ankle.
2 weeks in, broke my ankle before my first start. I was gonna actually start the first game. I was supposed to start.
And you saw some familiar faces there too, no?
Yeah, Eddie Sainz. He came up with me. He came down with me. He was at Trainer.
Oh yeah,
I
he
told him
also
Coastal.
moved out from
Yeah.
China. Right?
I
Yeah.
told him, get out of there and
remember
let's
that
go to
now.
Coastal Bend.
Yeah.
I brought him with me. Talked to
then?
the coaches and we got him in.
Was he also hurt the year that you were hurt?
No, he got redshirted because there was too many people in the team. First and third were stacked. They didn't want to give him a chance.
So he redshirted, and then there was somebody else from Alexander.
Oh, that was this past year.
Oh, this. Okay,
This
my
past
bad.
year.
Salas, right?
Salas. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did good. He did good.
What did he play?
He played third base.
Mm-hmm.
He did good. After he came in one of the games, he just popped off. He hit a home run. After that, he
Told me he hit a home run off Cuello.
Yeah, off Guayo.
Yeah.
His
Took
first
him
at
yard.
bat back.
First at
Huh?
bat,
His first AB back was against Cuello, and it was a bomb.
he took him yard. And after that, his bat was hot. He hit 8-9 home runs.
Damn.
When he wouldn't hit like that. I never saw him hit like
Nah,
that.
that kid has something, bro. Like
He would work.
You wouldn't expect it, but
Is he still there? At
Yeah,
Coastal?
he's still there.
He's
got-
going. He was
Yeah,
he told
took
me
his
he was
first
trying to
year
go to
off.
Blinn.
Huh?
He told me he was trying to go to Blinn
Blinn.
because he played against him. He did good, so
he
he
hit
wanted
3
to
home
reach
runs
out.
that game
Against Blinn?
against Berlin.
That's bro.
And they went to the World Series.
No, he's freaky. Like he has bad speed, I guess, because he's not that big. But
He played
can
for
swing.
Alexander.
Yeah,
Alexander.
He graduated with you, no?
With me, yeah. My class.
Wow, that's
He changed a lot. He wasn't like that. I never saw him like that. And
Yeah.
he got to school. He got to our school, and I just saw him as a different person. He was hitting good. His fielding was on point. Everything was
I
good.
mean, Eddie Sainz is like that too.
Eddie's
no?
Teddy too. He can hit. He has some power.
Oh, Eddie has
He has some
pop.
power.
Okay, so-
and he sees the ball good.
That can put the ball 500.
Not
feet.
off me. He went 0 for 3 against me.
Okay.
Oh.
I struck him out 3 times.
Inner
Don't,
squads or
don't
what?
you forget that. Yeah. In the
Uh,
fall.
for
Don't you
3.
forget that, Eddie.
No, something about
Oh,
Milera.
man.
I think I went like 1 for 5 against you in high school. It's
1 for 5.
his
Bro, I was nasty.
his
I was
ball
nasty.
like tails out and up. At least that's how I saw it. And he's a lunatic.
With the
on the
with the
mound.
old.
he's
with
like
the-
Scherzer.
Is that with the new or the old eyeballs you got going on?
I mean,
Or the old ones?
regardless.
I threw a no-hitter in my first game.
Where,
This
over
week.
there?
Against
No-hitter,
us?
yes. I had a no-hitter going, and then we just lost it. I threw 6 innings, 6 and a third.
No
Came,
hit.
you
That's
guys
probably
walk it
right.
off.
Yeah.
Not walk it off, but Josh hits a home run, and then we just...
Off of who?
I
We,
remember
we were
that
winning
now.
1-0.
Yeah,
1-0.
off of Turi. Josh hit a bomb off Turi.
Yeah.
I remember that game now.
After
yeah.
that, I was like...
No, but he was dominating all game.
I went 6-1 my senior year. I
Yeah.
only pitched 7 games.
Who'd you lose to?
Eagle Pass. I had a bad game.
That's
Wow.
a tough
Wow.
team though.
Yeah, I had a
Yeah,
bad game.
you say Eagle Pass. Yeah. Fuck you, Chucky. Chucky pitched. Chucky was
Chucky,
over in.
bro.
Chucky was over in Eagle Pass. He's over. He's a law enforcement officer now in freaking Vancouver, Canada.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a cop over there now.
No, there's no crime in Canada though.
Yeah,
Like, what
no,
are
there
you
isn't,
caught
bro.
for?
And he's a cop without a gun over there too.
So
Anyway,
he's a security.
yeah, well, he did about 30 years here with the law enforcement.
Damn.
Life. Did 30 years here and then transferred out. Retired from here. So, though, I played with a lot of guys. I told you this story last night. We played back in the Roaring 20s. We
Oh, yeah.
played with Eagle Pass, and Eagle Pass was
They
stacked.
were good.
They were
good, man.
stacked. They were always
What,
in the
they go
top
5th
10.
round, 4th round that year?
I mean, every year it's like they
And
go
they had
deeper
only
into
2
the
pitchers.
playoffs.
Only 2 good pitchers. And they were the
That's
one
all
game.
they
One
needed.
would throw one would close, and then they would switch off. They were good,
Yeah.
and they could hit too. They scored 7 runs off me that game.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was your senior year. And then you went to Eastern New Mexico. Then you went to Coastal, messed up your ankle messing around. And then the arm issue, right?
Yep.
That's your freshman year. So then you come home, you train, get ready to leave.
Get 180 pounds, almost.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. I was ready.
Okay. You got there, then what?
I did good in the fall, but I was having that shoulder pain again. I started getting it. I kept throwing. Spring comes, same thing with my arm. Boom. One weekend, I had some liver issues, so I had to hold back in the Laredo for a couple weeks. And then I went back, same thing. My body wasn't ready. I lost a lot of weight. Back to the arm problem.
Wow. So you did that. So you stayed here. So then I take it your sophomore year, you didn't get much playing time with your body not being right. No. So having to take care of your arm, having to take care of
my body,
your body, and making sure it was all functioning the way it needed to be functioning. It wasn't up to par to compete at that level.
I couldn't compete.
Yeah. So did you get a red shirt or
I played. I would close.
Okay.
And I would pitch
here and
everyone.
there.
Yeah, here and there. Just so my body wouldn't get that tired. That wouldn't affect the liver. But I would throw an inning or two. I did all right.
Yeah.
What was that like mentally, knowing that, there's a lot of things on your body that are off, whether it's a bone or a muscle or, even your liver?
Draining. Everything was draining at that point.
What, you felt like you were just tired, or?
At first, when the liver started, yeah, I was just tired. And then after that, the arm, I was just getting depressed. I was like, my arm's not going to get back to it where it was.
Right, yeah.
Just sitting in my room, just thinking, like, what do I have to do? So I can get back to throwing 88, 89. Just back to when I was throwing in high school, I wanted to throw the same at least. I just kept thinking, and I couldn't find results. I kept going to the gym. I did everything right. Nothing was working.
So what did you do next?
After that, I came back this summer, and I just decided I wanted to go to the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a crazy transition, though. So we'll get into why you decided to do that. I'm pretty sure at some point in your baseball career, especially with all those arm problems, at one point you were like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
This is probably it. And for a lot of people that, they throw a pity party, and I'm sure you were sad for a while, but you realize that it ends at some point for everybody.
You gotta hang it up.
So
it comes.
I respect the fact that you didn't just sit around and cry about it. You said, hey, I'm gonna come back, start training here again. Now you're gonna go to the Air Force, serve this country, that's badass. Yeah, that's dope, bro.
Well, I like I say, I mean, you guys, the viewer, cannot see all the flags, but I was over there, Virginia Beach and Fayetteville, North Carolina, where SF or Army, and where the SEALs are at over there in Virginia Beach. And the flags that we have up here, it's all law enforcement, Border Patrol, and Marines, and MARSOC, and 82nd, and Ranger Regiment. Biddy was with the Rangers, and, I've got other, very, very close friends that, were Delta, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All special ops guys. And, to make the transition from an athlete to a warrior, it's just another level of mindset. That's it. Because you still go to a team, you still have to be coachable, and you still have to execute.
And listen.
Well, yeah, you better listen. Yeah, the difference there is that the coach ain't going to tell you that the staff sergeant, the commander, is not going to say, hey, Miller time, go run poles. He's going to put on the 100-pound ruck.
Or go home.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're dealing with people's lives at that point.
Yeah.
But it's very admirable to go from, one sport to, and you can't undermine the game of baseball because it's hard. It's hard on your body. Yeah. It's hard on your body. I mean, you've gotten hurt. I'm sure you went through your depression. You got hurt. You went through your depression. I got hurt. I went through my depression. And it's, again, we said it the other day, in baseball, you're going to fail more than you succeed. You're just going to have to learn how to compartmentalize those things and deal with them and be good at forgetting quickly. Oh, yeah. So you're going to have to be able to, on your next level, it's about your mindset. What's between the ears is going to have to be tough. And it's not so much. It's like everybody sees, it's so politicized, not so marketed, and so many books out there. But if you ever have the opportunity to actually sit down and talk to some SEALs, and they'll all tell you that hell week, that's just to weed out the pussies, okay? That's not even Navy SEAL training, bro. I mean, that's the easy part.
Who's going to carry the boats?
Yeah, Goggins obviously burned the boats and burned the log, so apparently. And he's still carrying it.
Oh, yeah.
But even so, you're going to have to level up to another level when you go, you got baseball. High school baseball was here. No different than going from Little League Pony, high school, college. Same thing, Military has the same levels.
Oh, yeah.
Not
really familiar with it yet, but I'm researching a little bit.
So why did you choose the Air Force?
I just felt I needed more structure in my life. More structure. I wanted to be set with a good job after the Air Force. I wanted to serve the country first and foremost. And I just wanted to experience something. Experience some type of
world?
Yeah, travel the world, get some discipline, and just come back a new man.
Well, let me tell you something about discipline. You hit something really, really. Discipline comes from within. You will not gain discipline from anywhere. You're going to gain responsibility from the military. That's what the military is going to give you, is responsibility. The discipline comes from within, because you're going to have to be responsible. In the process, you're going to learn discipline. Okay, but you've been disciplined all your life, playing ball, having to work out, having to go throw, having to do your bullpens, having to hit the weights, I remember a funny story. So during COVID,
I know where this is going.
Funny story. So during COVID, they shut gyms down, right? So, all right, so we had this shut down, but school was back in session. We're like, well, why can't we, So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and, open up or whatever. It was when they opened up slightly. Mm-hmm. It was like you only allowed so many people per. All right, so we opened up, and so these guys were homeschooled, right? Everybody was on the computer at home, right? Even Bedon was at home asleep in his PJs, acting like he was on Zoom. And so anyways, I had the guys come in before their because they had to do their own drills at home or whatever, and nobody could practice. And so some of the guys would come over. So we're in here training. So Miller Time's in here training. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and he's supposed to be in baseball class. And so we're all training, everybody, and I'm over there, and I start walking towards the computer to change the music, and I hear people talking. I'm looking around, and I was like, no, but all the guys over here. I'm like, I'm going crazy. And then I see a phone. On the bench, and I start looking at the phone, and all I hear is, don't touch that, don't touch that, don't touch that. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I said, what's going on, Miller? He's like, nah, bro, we're having class right now. I said, what kind of class are you having, dude? He's like, it's a baseball class. We're supposed to be doing this yoga. So the program had the guys doing live yoga
on YouTube.
On YouTube. So they had to be doing yoga while Miller is over here fucking clanging and banging iron. Everybody else was doing yoga at home.
Doesn't get better than that, bro.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, what are you doing, dude? He's like, nah, dude, I'm in class. And so, again, me, illiterate me, I'm like, well, how the hell are you doing that? And then that's how I found out, the whole Zoom and the classes and all that. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So that was funny as hell, man. And you just hear some dudes, and dog word down. I'm like, what? Who's? And I'm just like, yeah. So that was pretty funny, man. That was one of the funny stories during COVID, during C-19. So you decided, so you came home. Your sophomore year, you finished out the season just throwing a couple innings here and there. And then you came home.
And I was going to go to Washington to go play in a summer league.
Okay, Washington, D.C. or the
Washington.
the state?
The state.
Okay.
Walla Walla, Washington.
Okay.
Walla Walla.
Okay.
It's like an hour from Seattle.
Yeah, it's a suburb.
I was, but then I decided, I was like, no, I don't think baseball's for me anymore. And this is when I decided to go towards the Air Force. Because I went for a summer. Right after high school, I went to South Dakota.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I remember.
South Dakota, and I was there 2 months. I traveled all over.
Mm-hmm.
North Dakota, Montana, Nebraska, Idaho. All over.
So it's good. It's
Wyoming.
good fun. It's good fun.
Oh, yeah.
We've had, Chavana and Amir and all those guys have been doing that this summer. They've been out there playing. But what made you decide, like, you know what, I don't want to make that trip all the way out there?
Well, I was like, why go play and then not go play college? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I'm just going to waste time where I can be training, getting ready for the Air Force.
So at what point in time did you decide? Was that before you decided to go to Washington, or
No,
it
that
was just like when you made that decision?
I took a trip to Florida.
Okay.
Went golfing.
See, Mickey
Bro,
Mouse
you
or
went
what?
over there to hit the links is what
I
you
went
did.
golfing. And after I came back, I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And Air Force was in the back of my mind every once in a while when I was in that depression. It's like, should I go? Should I go? I mean, it's good benefits. Then I was like, you know what? Let me give it a try. I went to the office. I talked to the recruiter. Everything sounded good. I was like, you know what? Let me just continue with this process, see where it takes me. And that's when I decided, like, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go play baseball anymore. I'm done.
What did your parents think about that?
Well, they didn't know, actually.
Oh.
I told them 2 weeks after my visit to the
Recruiter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to get some knowledge first, research a little bit before I did anything, told anyone. Still, not a lot of people know yet.
Well, they're about to know.
Yeah,
bro.
they're about to know. Yeah. Not a lot.
Gotta go
No one
viral,
knows,
dog.
actually. My parents and a couple people know.
Special announcement on the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Breaking news. Miller time.
Air Force.
The Air Force.
Yeah. Well, I waited 2 weeks. I told my parents, like, this is what I want to do. Like, I know you've spent a lot of money on me in baseball. I had 10 gloves that they bought me from high school to now. 10 gloves. They would buy me the best cleats, best everything. Bring me to ELEV8. They would always find a way to get me whatever I needed or take me wherever I wanted. Or traveling, or I was always in Georgia, Florida, all over Texas. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm done with baseball. Like, and they got a little sad at first. They're like, why aren't you going to continue baseball? Like, you're good. You've done everything right. You can get your arm back to where it was. My dad always wanted me to continue. But then we had that talk. He said, you know what? I do whatever you want to do. I believe in you. You know, you can do it. Just do whatever you want to do and whatever you have to do. He just wants me to finish school, which I'm going to do online in the Air Force. My last 2 years.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know what? You're gonna get that badass, that GI Bill, the post 9/11 GI Bill, and that also will trickle down to your family in the future. The benefits go. I mean, they're the best.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
You got 20% off at Oakley or what?
Yeah,
something like
Under
that.
Armour.
It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
I think it's like
bigger
40.
than that. Yeah,
40.
Hey, you know, Olive Garden doesn't do that.
No,
They don't do
No veterans discount.
Nah, which is crazy.
Good
but
thing I don't like pasta like that.
Yeah.
Every time I go, I get a pizza.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, man. That's kind of weird that they don't do that.
I don't know why it's very weird, but
Well, talking about veterans and stuff like that, Laredo, in my opinion, again, now, I lived in the most patriotic city there is in the United States, and it was voted by the people of the United States, which was Fayetteville, North Carolina. Every house there they're flying the flag.
Yeah.
Okay?
got it tattooed.
It's rare you see
Well, they have a base there. I think they have a base.
Yeah. It's Fayetteville North. It's Bragg.
Yeah.
Home of the special ops for the Army. And it's just weird. Like, I just feel like the veterans deserve a lot more.
For sure.
I've got a friend, Santos, he was out there, Afghanistan, but it was actually in Iraq when he got shot in the head, took his eye out. Doctor in freaking Germany stole his Oakleys that made a perfect hole right through, and the bullet went right through the lens. He kept them. He could have sent him to Oakley and showed him his eye. He wanted to get. That's why he got pissed off.
Guarantee. He should have gotten the guarantee, bro. The warranty.
Yeah, but I think you have to have the glasses. Is what he told me. Yeah, you have to turn them in. It was a perfect. He goes. It was a perfect circle, where the bullet went right through. So, anyways, so yeah, and I think his daughter, one of his daughters, is a naval officer now. So it's that's a huge accomplishment. You're still going through the process, right?
Yeah.
Right. You're still going in the process.
Yeah,
You've taken the test. Right now, you're just waiting on medical.
Medical, and then after that, it's like lightning. Just basic training.
Yeah. Do you already know where you're going?
No, you have to do basic training first in San Antonio, and then
it's
wherever they want to send you, wherever they need people, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm willing to go wherever. Hopefully out of the country.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? And they're in Hawaii too.
Everything's expensive.
We talked about some of the jobs that are there. Obviously. CCTs, TSAP, TACPs. You've got the PJs, Crows. They've got so many jobs over there. Those pipelines are 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Some have to do diving. Some don't have diving. Some guys call in jets to drop bombs. Some, they're the special ops guys are tier 1. Those PJs and tier 1 operators, and it's red. I think I told you. You remember Jake, Big Jake from Dallas?
Jake, yeah.
Yeah, Big Jake. Jake was here. He was a pitcher. He was also a pitcher. TAMU. And same thing with him. Hurt his shoulder, but he ended up having surgery on it. He was not right after that. And then his girl at the time, I haven't spoken to him in a while, but his girl at the time, Lindsay, she was finishing up nursing school. She was going to be an RN. And so, him and I actually talked about doing PJ and, going that way or going Crow, because she was in the medical field. He enjoyed the medical field. So last I heard, he had gone to the Air Force, and he was trying to get into the PJ program or Crow or CCT or some of the special operators. But he was one of those guys that, also yelling down Delmar Boulevard, who's going to carry the boats kind of thing.
Yeah. He was crazy.
He runs by here every morning, no?
No, that's the other Goggins. That's Coach Perales.
Perales.
No, yeah. Coach Perales got a very unique story. He was training for an Ironman. Coach Perales is a 7th grade. He's a middle school teacher, a PE coach, and football coach. And he was training for an Ironman. And he was on his bike, and he got hit by an 18-wheeler, man.
Oh, on his bike?
On his bike. Luckily, he survived it, and he's been a coach ever since I can remember. And he's the David Goggins of Laredo. I'll be in here in the mornings at 5:30, 6 in the morning, whatever, and you'll see him jogging by.
He hasn't seen me yet.
Yeah,
he hasn't seen me yet.
He's dark. He's darker than me.
He's about to see me running around Plantation soon.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna be doing them pounding them pavement.
You're gonna see me running. I'm trying to get ready.
So how has your training gone from? Now you're here training at the lab, getting you ready for Air Force. You've been rucking. Tell us what else you've been doing.
Been rucking. I've been running.
Mm-hmm.
Lifting. Just preparing mentally.
Yeah.
Mentally, I've been straight on. Like, I'm gonna do this. No one's gonna stop me. I'm just gonna keep going and do whatever I have to do to get wherever I want to go.
So let me ask you this: failed to ask you earlier. So, in your family, do you have any siblings?
One sibling.
Okay, you have
one brother.
You have one brother.
He's 10 years older.
10 years older
10 years
than you.
older than me. He's a firefighter.
Okay, so he's a firefighter. So what was his reaction
Big
when you
bro.
told him?
He was mad at first. He was mad. He told me, "Why do you have to go? You don't have to do any of that. Like, just go to school. You don't have to do it." He has a couple friends that did it. I guess he's close. We grew up together.
Right.
He used to take care of me. He was like my dad. He would be my little league coach when I was 3 or 4. He was my coach. He's just attached to me. He didn't want me to go. But as time, like this summer has been going, he decided, he was like, whatever you want to do, I'm going to have your back. And that's how it's been. Like, he's accepted it.
So pretty much everybody has. I guess it's a shock.
Yeah, it's
a shock of.
I don't come from a military family. That's
Yeah. Well, you got to break that. You got to break that.
Yeah.
That, people say that was my missed calling. I should have gone. And
I think you would have made a good PJ.
Shit,
you would have been on the Sean Ryan show, bro.
Shit.
The Joe Rogan.
Probably.
Oh yeah, Joe.
You
bro.
guys with Joe Rogan.
7-hour Joe Rogan episode, bro.
No, yeah,
just George talking.
That we would have had the freaking
questions.
Matrix. We would have had Bet On. What's the name of the dude in the back? Jamie. Hey, Jamie, look that up, Jamie. It'd be Bet On over there. You hear Jamie telling Bet On, "Hey, go look this up right quick." So my father was in the Navy. I had a brother who was in the Army. Biddy. He was my roommate in Georgia, and he ended up going to become a Ranger. I think I personally missed my calling, and I've had other people tell me like that was you missed it. Luckily, you're going, and you're gonna go do your part for the country. I think it's very admirable. I think it's a huge win anytime an athlete goes into the military, because there's a lot of correlation there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of discipline. There's a lot of commitment. And
the training.
The training, the objectives. It's all, everything has a plan. You have a time. You have structure. You have, hey, you're going to do this. You have projects. You have deadlines. You have things to do. Yeah. And all to serve the country. Nobody's, you volunteering to do this. Yeah. No one's putting a gun to your head and say, you have to go do this. I personally think that is a huge win for the Air Force or any military branch, that they can get athletes to go in. Yeah. Because the only thing you're going to have to worry about athletes at the end of the day, is how fast can they recover. They're not going to be crying. They're not going to, college athletes, they're not going to cry. They're not going to be, oh, I can't do this, I can't do it. No, they're going to be going till their freaking legs fall off. And then the military is going to say, oh, time out. You know what? You're going to have to stop, or else we're going to have to end up cutting your leg off. So you're going to have to stop, get fixed up. We're going to pull you back, hold you back to the next class, and then you'll come through.
Yeah. Like David Goggins says,
yeah.
I was taking some souls.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Have you started watching a lot of David Goggins stuff or what?
Yeah. I mean,
you got to read his book. He's got a good book.
I have to get his book.
I'm
not a big reader, but
no, trust
me.
Get
the audiobook.
Trust me. It depends on the book you read, but
did you read
it's
it?
a good one. It's a really
someone's
good
been
book.
telling me that we need to find you your book.
Yeah, that's a good one though.
Yeah, Look,
I'll probably look into David Goggins.
Jocko too, man. Jocko, Extreme Ownership. Jocko. I mean, that's those two books right there. I mean, look, you can't go wrong, man. You own up. You are who you are. Extreme Ownership. That's one thing here in Laredo that I see with a lot of the athletes. Their parents don't want their kids to fail.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that you're going to fail.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But not mijo. Not mija.
Oh,
no, mija's not going to fail. No, they need to fail. Suffering, hard stuff is good for them. Holding their hand is not good.
Yeah, or they do that, and then they can't send a check over to school because they don't know how to write the name on it or how to get the envelope for it.
Oh my God! Or else you get no.
Or they don't know how to spell. They don't know how to spell right.
Right.
They
But it's right. Hey, when it's right, it's a right-hand turn, right?
Yeah.
R-I-G-H-T, right?
Left
but
or
when
right.
you're writing something, it's W-R-I-T, right?
Yeah, but I mean that.
With an E
Hey, that's
there.
a tough word though. It's a tough word.
Tomato,
Easy
tomato.
to confuse. Easy to confuse, bro. Understandable, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then, well, you know, but by the same token, they gave me the opportunity. They gave you the opportunity. They gave you the opportunity. Hey, everybody's gonna get that chance. It's what you do with that chance, right?
You do with the chance. Yeah. Got to take
Hey.
advantage of everything.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
You get 1 inch, you can take a foot.
Yeah, so it's like, and this is what I say. Like I said this yesterday morning, because the kids were kind of, you know, not wanting to work. You were here, I think, yesterday morning. Were you here?
Yesterday morning.
When I stopped and I started talking.
No, I was actually this morning. Today.
It was this morning that I
This
got pissed
morning,
off. Okay, so this morning.
timers.
Yeah,
He was talking
sometimes
for like
I
30
do have
minutes.
some
Sometimes I
timers. You know,
remember,
Danny tries to
sometimes
make
I
fun of me. I
don't.
have some timers. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. So it was this morning that, you know, that short-term memory, onset dementia.
Come on, bro.
It was
happened
this
this
morning
morning? What
that
happened?
those guys, you know, they're just in here and they're just going through the motion.
Going through the motion, yeah.
And I'm like, guys, you don't have an idea what's about to happen to you all. You're going to go to college and you're just going to be known as, hey, kid. Because there's 100 kids out there. And they're going to say, the coaches are going to say, hey, kid, get out there in left field.
Unless
Right,
you're
okay.
a stud, they're not gonna know your name.
Oh, yeah. And that's just the way it goes. You're going to be out there with 100 changos, man.
Trying to
Changos
make
is a
the
monkey.
team.
Well, I showed you pictures of them today.
Yeah, and they look like monkeys.
Changos, yeah.
But you're going to be out there with them and, you know, yeah, trust me, they're going to be out there running naked on the Friday night drunk and get hit by
That's a
cars
crazy
and shit.
video,
you know?
bro.
That's the stuff that goes on in college, you know? You know,
The Ranger
I
guys
could
are
tell you
different.
about stories, you know, Halloween night at Texas
Deacon.
A&M, you know, other nights at University of Texas, you know. I mean, I can tell you crazy stories
You
at
can
those
tell them if
places.
you want.
Nah.
No, and then the stories
We
over
get
there.
flagged.
Hey, stories over there in Georgia and Florida playing ball. Hey, when you get to travel, you get to see a lot of things. You get to see guys with baseball bats beating up on hogs and shit. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, you
Halloween night at Texas A&M.
What is that, like a party or something?
What do you, bro? I think they raid Kyle Field or something. It's just
I don't know. It's
they do a
something
Halloween
everyone needs to
game.
experience, I
Yeah?
guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, you got some friends that used to work out here
Oh yeah.
that were over there. But anyway, so your basic training's where? San Antonio?
San Antonio.
All right.
And you're already preparing for that.
I'm ready.
George said that
I'm trying to
there's
be
there's a lot of similarities in, you know, being an athlete and going on to the military, like discipline, hard work, getting yelled at, losing, things like that. But you just started doing, you know, training for it.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
What's
in.
that been like?
2 weeks in, yeah.
It's way different. Way different. I'm here dying every day.
Yeah, you put on a backpack as what, 40 pounds?
40 pounds.
Dude,
Just
come
What
on.
did I walk today? 3 miles with a 5 incline.
Yeah.
It sounds
5
easy,
incline.
but
5%.
oh.
No, 5% incline, 3
It got
miles.
to me. It got to me a little bit.
Yeah, it will, and it's going to. You're gonna have to eat. You're gonna have to sleep. You're
You
gonna have
some
to
heavy-ass
rest.
boots
Hey,
too, bro.
yeah,
You gotta get
that's
the
what we were
boots.
talking about. That, you know, we had another guy here, David, and he
Yeah,
ended
yeah.
up paying like $700 for these pairs of boots. Yeah,
I saw the ones at 5'11". They're like 120, 150.
Yeah, so
He got the Gucci ones.
who? David.
David.
You know who you can talk to? Actually, he was a Marine.
Who?
Remember Tarzan?
Tarzan.
Cannon?
He's still here?
Nah, well, yeah, he's in Texas, but he's not here anymore. But yeah,
What?
you know what?
Bro, you don't know Tarzan.
Yeah, you
In
don't
my
know.
ear,
No,
what?
you don't.
He was jumping
I
where
wish I
that
would've
thorn
met
sign
him.
is. On top
Yeah,
of
I
that
know,
thorn sign.
I've seen the picture. I've seen it.
Yeah. So
I'm still waiting to break
he's-
that record.
You know what? Now that I'm just thinking now out loud, out live, that I can get you in contact with, because he was a Marine, and then he got out, and then he ended up being a police officer in Florida, and then he went to where he's doing now. But yeah, he can definitely guide you, because I know he spoke with David too about because David was looking to go into the Marines. But yeah, so you know, it's like Danny was saying, like, you know, you put on that That ruck, dude, that's no joke.
It's no joke. No joke at all.
Uh-huh.
I remember the first day I did it.
Yeah.
It got to me.
Yeah?
The next day I was dead. Went there in North Central. It was something.
That beautiful creek and everything we got going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Yeah. That
Nothing
nice
like-
white clear water.
Can't beat it, man. Cannot beat it.
Having to dodge all the shit on the track.
Dodging all the flies.
Oh my God! What time did you go when you went?
I
over there?
went 7 o'clock.
Wow,
7 o'clock.
super hot.
Super hot.
Still 105.
It was humid. It was hot. Still got through with it though.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, you're gonna have to, you know, the
Antonio
weather,
Heat?
huh?
San Antonio Heat.
The San Antonio woman. Shout out
Oh,
Will.
That was Will. Shout out to Will. Yeah,
I actually saw the clip of Charles Barkley saying that.
the San Antonio woman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's funny.
So we had Will, you know, one of the football players over at Alexander. He was talking about the San Antonio woman, but he got the clip from freaking Big Charles Barkley talking about, you know, you can't take Will anywhere, man. I tell you, that Kansas boy from Olathe, Kansas.
Next time you put on that rug.
It's got a blinking light. You miss it, you miss it.
You miss it.
Yeah, we're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. So yeah, I mean, look, Air Force is very respectable. You know, they always joke around. You know, you got all the guys in the Marines and everybody else, all the other branches. You know, they're all eating MREs and shit. There they are. They're out in the heat and tents and shit. The Air Force is usually inside, air conditioned and eating steaks.
That's what they told me.
That's what
They still respect us though.
I hope it's true, bro.
It's those pilots, man. You got to take care of them. They're the ones that they call in when the shit hits the fan.
Strikes.
You got to watch Top Gun.
Oh yeah, I already watched it.
Oh, then you're good. You're good then.
I already watched it.
We'll be all
I'm
right.
not gonna be no fighter jet pilot though.
No.
Trying to be a helicopter pilot.
There you go. There you go. I met a couple of those guys for the Army. You know, the Savage guys are over there, the 160th out of Paducah, Kentucky. I think they're in Paducah, Kentucky.
That's not a place, bro. There's no way that's a real.
Yeah, there's a place, bro. They had a massive shooting there one year.
Paducah.
Paducah, Kentucky. And they're the 160th. They're the guys that flew the
Apaches,
no, they flew the stealth
the Hawks.
helicopters that were in the Bin Laden raid.
Oh shit.
You know, they have so many contingency plans when they go to those ops that when you stop and you think about it, that op was saved by that pilot. Well, you've heard the story with a plane.
He
crashed, but he crashed it just right. Because if he would have, and none of those guys in that plane got hurt. Not plane, helicopter, and the chopper, and the helo and the bird. Okay, nobody got hurt in that bird. Everybody came out. If one dude would have gotten hurt, two dudes, that whole op would have been stopped. So think about that. He actually saved that whole operation, that pilot. And it's always, you know, rightfully so, you know, they double tapped him, you know, in his bedroom. Everybody's seen the movie, you know, when they got him. But they got Geronimo. But there's so many guys that are part of that deal that takes all the teams. PJs were there. I mean, Delta was there. I mean, it's just, you know, the marketing and all the stuff that's out there. You know, it was a SEAL that double tapped him, and, you know, so they get all the praise. And also, you know, who the top dog is, you know, who's running the military.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, you know, at that time it was a naval admiral. So I don't know who's doing it now. I don't know who, you know, and it's usually if it's an Army, you know, 4-star, then guess who's going to get those ops? The Army. Delta. So, and that's just how it works. I mean, at the end of the day, all those tier 1, tier 2 guys, they're all savages. They're all savages. They're all savages. They're all warriors. You know, it's what allows us to be sitting here tonight, actually.
Oh, yeah.
To be able to do this and give this podcast. And, you know, I think I've said the story, you know, we got the USA bar here, and, you know, there was some smart ass that one time told me I can't lift that because it's an American flag. And I was like, okay, then get the fuck out of here. You know, I'm not going to say any names, but yeah, that's just kind of how I roll. So kick that person out. you know, again, you know, a lot of people fight for that flag, and there's a reason why, you know, all those stripes are red. So, you know, and I do give education to the guys that come in here that they no longer teach in school, which is the, you know, they see the flag that says POW and Mia, and I'm not talking about POW like, you know, the Batman cartoon comics that would say POW, boom, shazam, and all that crap. And then the Mia doesn't mean Miami. You know, I educate these kids about what POW and Mia means is, you know, prisoner of war and missing in action. And 90, this is the sad part, 99% of the athletes that would come in here didn't know what that meant. They didn't know what that was. 99% did not know what that was. Didn't know what POW and Mia meant. Which is sad. It's sad because that's what allows them to go do what they do. Their parents to go to work. Their parents to drive the big Suburbans. Their parents to the gas. I mean, I don't need to talk about the gas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why most wars happen. You know? I was fortunate enough to go see the Twin Towers. It was 9/11. That happened in September. I went to New York in January after it happened. And I wanted to see it for myself. I wanted to see what's going on. And, you know, you still had people yelling and screaming and all of that. It was sad. And there were still the bulldozers were still pulling out rubble from the ground. Yeah, steam still coming out from the ground. And you look up at the buildings, they were still charred on the side of the buildings. It was crazy, man. You know, it was extremely. People are crying and yelling, you know, for their loved ones. You know, hoping that they would find them. I mean, you're talking October, November, December, 4 months after it happened.
Have you been back since?
No, I have not.
The memorial is beautiful.
Yeah,
man.
It's really sweet.
Really,
have you been
really
up there?
nice.
Have you seen it? No.
Never been in New York.
Well, no. Danny was over there. You were over there what? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Probably
The
3.
Yankees?
Yeah. Actually, the stadium is kind of whack. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
It's outdated. But we'll get to that really quick. The memorial though is.
It's Aaron Judge. He's a small guy, bro.
The memorial is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like we got to see the pools outside, and I was researching on YouTube.
Right.
And the idea behind it is that
the idea behind what?
The memorial?
Not the engineering, the design,
right.
the architecture.
Okay.
Is that no matter from what angle you see the memorial from, there on the ground, you cannot see the bottom of the pool, and it's supposed to signify like it's just an infinite hole or emptiness that left us. And even like the names are engraved into the I don't know, it's probably metal. Right. Material, they're engraved again just to show like the emptiness. And then you can go into the museum. It's like $20, and they have one of the fire trucks that was there at the scene, and it's just all
mangled.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
Wow.
And there's this is probably the worst part. First, I was super quiet in there, obviously, right? Just out of respect, no pictures, nothing like that. And people from all over the world. Right. You know, they go in with their little headphones, and there's a translation that they get to see. Yeah, so it's super cool. But
so is it a tour, or is it just you tour?
You go by yourself. It's by yourself. It's completely by yourself.
Okay, so and they've got little plaques where you read what's going on.
And then foreign people who don't speak English or understand it can get the audio tour or audio guide.
Right.
But there's this one room, and we're looking at it from a distance. It's just a bunch of pictures of the people who passed away.
Right.
At that day.
Or the people that were murdered. Let's just put it the way it is.
Yeah.
The people that were murdered by the terrorists.
And, you know, when you're walking towards it, it's just one wall of pictures. And the pictures are like, you know, the smallest picture you can get.
5x7
like a
or
CVS.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's pretty small pictures, right?
Okay.
And it's just one wall. And you go in, all 4 walls from top to bottom plastered with pictures of everybody, bro. Yeah. And it just puts it into perspective how many people lost their lives that day.
What was it? Close to 5,000, no?
It's just...
Yeah. Close to 5,000 people.
And then they have like a little computer where I guess if you know somebody that was there, you could search up their name and it comes up. And like me and my girlfriend found this family that was right next to each other. They all have the same last names. You know, mom, dad, and 2 little girls. And it's just like, it sucks to see it like there. And it just puts you like, because you see it online, you're like, damn, that's sad. And you know. But once you go to the museum and actually take it all in, it's different.
Yeah, it's extremely different.
I recommend anybody who's watching to go. It's a really good experience.
Well, I think every American should go.
Yeah.
You know, you never forget. You know, the craziest thing, I've said this story before, and you guys, I mean, sometimes you guys are like, holy shit. Well, you know, three of those terrorists were working at my gym in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I had the FBI come in 2 or 3 days after with warrants for my computers. Yeah. Oh. And they came, they took my computers, they returned them. There was nothing there. It was just it was just
the database.
Yeah. Of all the clients. But yeah, so you remember I was in Atlanta when that happened. So I was on my way to work after the second plane hit, and they were just talking like it was commercial. So I'm on my way to work. I did my carrying the boats that morning, and then I was going into work, and I had to pass the airport every single day, the Atlanta airport. And all of a sudden, you know, you just hear the sirens, and there was probably about 20 or 30 black Suburbans, guns coming out of everywhere, all blacked out Suburbans, windows all down, and just sirens on the front grill. And guys with just, you know, M4s sitting there going to the airport. So they had locked down all the airports.
Did you know that there was another plane that just landed in the middle of nowhere? Not landed, crashed.
In Pennsylvania.
I don't remember where it is, but that
the Pentagon?
It was no. There was 2 at the towers and then 1 at the Pentagon.
Okay.
But then there was another one that just landed or crashed in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And